Hello, everybody. We're just waiting on my laptop to get moving. Let's see, we'll make sure we're on the line. Hello over there, if you're on. Okay, it looks like we are live. Live and live. Oh my God, what is that over there under my bed? Let me move that because that's going to annoy me. It's an eye patch. Oh, should check these things. It is an eye patch, if you're wondering. Someone has had across their face whilst they've been on a healing. How are you? Hey Vic, how are you? Hello everybody. So you guys, I think you're on my business page and you're on my personal page. And I have not been live for a couple of weeks. I've missed you, Vicky, because I've been super busy retreating and looking after myself and doing things for me for a change. So last week, I can't remember where I was last week. I think I might have just been busy last week. But the week before that, I was on a retreat. Well, a girls' connection weekend away, which was amazing and really fun. So, but I have time today. So I like to try to do these every single Friday, but sometimes we miss out. So if you're new to these live webinars, I basically get on here most Fridays and have a chat about certain topics that I'm learning about, and I like to share my knowledge. I always say I'm no expert in any of this. It's just how I'm going and how I'm learning, and just taking you guys along for the ride with me, basically. So that's pretty cool. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Michelle Ann, and my business is called Michelle Ann Soul Healer. And I also run a Facebook group called the Soul Junkies Connect, which I love, love, love. It's a beautiful community of women, and I think there's some men in there as well. Just people that have like-minded views about the world and about spirituality, and basically that we are more than just a physical being. That's what it comes down to. So sometimes people say to me, what does soul junkies actually mean? And I'm like, it's just people that have similar ideas about life in general. It's not religious. It's not, not religious. It's not any set views. It's just we're all open-minded, basically. So Hannah, I haven't watched in a while. So happy I'm watching. Woo! I haven't been on for a while, Hannah, so you haven't missed too much. So today we're actually talking about auras, and the reason I'm talking about auras is because I'm doing this amazing course with Emily Shine. It's called the Divine Energetics course. This is my course notes. So Divine Energetics with Emily. We've been learning all sorts of healing modalities, and we did a little bit about muscle testing, which I've already done a webinar on, and we've just moved into auras. So this morning, and I know a little bit about auras, I've probably talked about them before, but this morning we learned about auras. And as she was teaching us, I was like, oh, wow, this is so interesting. I want to share this. So I just checked with her this morning and said, oh, look, are you okay if I talk about what I learned this morning on the course? And she's like, oh, of course, that's fine. So I am not claiming copyright on the material. These are Emily's notes. I'm not going to read them word for word, but the way they're written, I found quite a really good way of explaining what an aura was. And I thought, oh, I could use this in my webinar. So all credits to Emily Shine. This is partly webinars, partly my personal knowledge on auras, but also has part of her Divine Energetics course intertwined with it. So now, if this is being shared across on Soul Junkies group and you're wanting to make comments, I may not be able to reply straight away because I can't see all the comments. I can only see the comments on my personal page and my business page. So, but if you make comments, I love them because I like to see what people are thinking. And if you've got questions, please ask away and hopefully I'll be able to answer them as best I can. So aura, I always start my webinars pretty much off with a definition because a lot of people on here, and I like to talk to people that have no knowledge on any of this type of stuff because that's what I'm aiming at. My audience are people that I say are stepping out of the spiritual closet. So people that are on the edge, just looking in from the side thinking, I've always known there's something more to life, but I haven't actually delved into it. So a lot of people watching this may not even know what an aura is, or most people would have heard of the term, but they don't actually know exactly what it is, including myself. So your aura is the energy field that surrounds your entire body. So it's around your physical body. It's the energetic body of our being. So this is where the woo-woo stuff comes in. This is the spiritual side of our physical nature. It's the energy of life and the energy of our essence that surrounds our body, moves through it, and influences it. Our aura is comprised of white light and all colors of the spectrum. So an aura has all beautiful colors in it. And depending on how you are feeling at any one given point in time, and it does change like regularly, your colors in your aura will change, and they will be all sorts of different colors. Now, I've got this out because I'm super duper excited to show it to you. I don't know whether I should show it to you straight away or wait till I actually talk about the colors, but I'm going to show it to you straight away because it's like Christmas and I can't wait. So I went down to Crystal Castle after my retreat the other day, and they do aura readings. So they have a little machine that you put your hands on, and it works off electromagnetic, I don't know how it works, quantum physics, something similar to the Healy. But it takes a picture of your aura. And I was like, oh, this is going to be interesting. And it comes out and she looks at it. She said, wow. I'm like, what? She goes, the whole time this machine's been here, I have never seen something like this. And I was like, oh, that's really interesting. So what happened, and I'll show you, I should make you work for this. You got to give me a comment if you want to see my aura picture. Come on, people. Work hard. Oh, Debbie's got to go back to work. Oh, Debbie. So this is scientifically proven. That's why you can take photos of it, because it's not just woo-woo. There's actual science based behind this. So come on, someone tell me you want to see my picture of my aura, please. You're making me work for it now, aren't you? All right, okay. Well, I'm going to give these people a go first. So when you're watching on here, this is a picture of my aura. How cool is that? So look at the big pink streak down the top middle. I'll show you guys in a second. And it's a bit hard with the glare off the screen, but that's the picture of my aura, and you can't quite grasp it, but right down the middle, right down my crown, there is a big pink streak. So show, there's always a bit of a lag. So you can see my little head in the middle, and then it's actually showing up better over on this one, but right down the middle of my crown, there's a massive pink line. Right down, coming from up here, straight down the middle of my body. She said she'd never seen anything like it. So it was pretty cool. So everyone's like, what does that mean? And the different colours, you can't quite see it, but there's a really beautiful blue colour in there, indigo and blue, mixed in with a lot of white, so mottled through. You can't quite see the white, but it's mottled through the colouring. And the pink, obviously. So I want to read out what these colours mean and what this means to me. So, hey, Shell Pollitt. Oh, come on. Alan says, come on. I want to see. I want to see. So it is pretty cool. So that's what's happening. That's what's happening around my body when I had this photo taken. It's probably completely different at the moment. But yeah. So blue is all about communication, unity, peace, spirituality. That's all what I'm about. Contentment, clarity, and centeredness. Now, I've just been on a 3-day girls retreat, so taking that into account. Mixed in with the indigo, which is a little bit of clairvoyance, visionary, knowledge, intuition, and higher perception. And the big pink streak down the middle makes sense too, is love, unconditional love, empathy, softness, kindness, compassion, forgiveness, open-heartedness, and generosity. I feel I am a lot of that. So the pink streaming down from the higher consciousness, it links a lot in, like, you know, how I do my cacao ceremonies. I'm always working with the heart chakra. To me, my heart is just completely open all the time. I'm happy to give. Like, I want to help change the world. And you can feel that when you meet me. I'm very much a heart-centered person, so it makes complete sense that I have a pink streak running straight down the middle of me. And she said that also comes, the pink also comes into a little bit more of like humanity and group consciousness and things. So yeah, so if you ever get a chance to have your aura photographed or read, definitely do it. It's really interesting. And I went along to have that aura reading with my friend Jodie, who had been on the retreat with me, and she had very similar colouring, which makes sense because we'd spent the last 3 days together. So if you've jumped on late, this is my aura picture. So there you go. If you're jumping on late, you can see that. And the big pink streak. So I loved that. So it's basically your aura is indicating the vitality and health of your body. So if you've got a really, really strong aura, it can sit out like 2-3 meters out around your body. And it's really obvious when you meet someone that has a really strong, healthy aura. They're usually like quite high energy, high vibration. Physically, they're usually pretty healthy, because if you have a healthy physical body, your aura is going to represent that. Well, it actually works both ways. It's probably more the other way around. The aura is talking to your body, but it's a continual cycle of back and forward. So if your physicality and your mental thoughts and your emotions are really bad, then your aura is going to be really bad. So someone that's really healthy can have really like a beautiful, vibrant colored aura, and someone that is sad and grieving and lonely, they can have their aura like literally shrivel up and come really close to their body and be grey. And then you've got other people that have like desperation and things, and they can have leaks in their aura because this thing's moving constantly. And you can have an energetic leak in that aura that comes through. And then you've got people that are really angry and against the world, and their aura's out here, but it's really thick and stodgy. And so that, you know, when you meet someone and you go, oh, that person has a massive wall up, well, that's saying the person has a massive wall up is actually quite an accurate saying because they do. It's a wall of aura. They've thickened their auras to the point where people can't come close to them. So, yeah, it makes sense. It's affected by physical illness, stress, emotional trauma, and negative thoughts, but it's also affected by things such as love, joy, spiritual growth, meditation, and positive thoughts and affirmations. So, yeah, so too much stress can cause it to wear thin and crack too much. Negative anger can cause it to become thick and hard, which is what I said when you form the wall. And sadness and grief can actually make it become too porous. That's where you get those leaks. So it's really, really interesting. What else have I got here? So in a healthy state, it's malleable and it expands and contracts according to circumstances and allows energy to flow freely through it. Alan said, where can you get it photographed? I got mine done at the Crystal Castle down northern New South Wales. Yeah, there's lots of places that can photograph your aura. Oh, I actually had one. Oh, I meant to show you. There was an amazing post this morning on our Healy Explorers page, which is the Healy group that, if anyone wants to know about Healy, can get testimonials. And on there was a man, and he came in and he had a massive migraine, and whoever did the post had an aura camera, and you could see all the colours in his head was all bright red, and you could see the colours radiating down into his neck, into his shoulders. You could see where he was in pain. And they ran the vibrations through the Healy. They didn't even attach the Healy to his physical body. They did the vibration into the field. So if you've got the Healy resonance, it actually vibrates into the field. And so they vibrated the frequencies into his energetic field, being his aura, and you could see the change of the photos. I can't even show you because my phone is over here. So, but if you're interested to see that, make sure you get on or message me. It's called Healy Quantum Healing Explorers is the Facebook group, and if I can get it off, I might be able to post it on my personal page. But there was like a before photo and an after photo, and you can see the after photo after he used the Healy. The whole colour was changed from like bright red to beautiful blues and greens around his crown and around his neck and down here. And amazing. So yeah. So the aura also has, it also helps. You can read auras. So basically, when you come across someone, you'll know if they feel good to you or they don't feel good to you. That is you intuitively reading someone's aura. Because someone that's healthy and has a really strong aura and a good energetic field, they will feel you will feel magnetized to them. You'll feel drawn to them because of their aura, and their electromagnetic field is vibrating at such a high level. You're actually being attracted to that because they talk. These auras we're all surrounded, including objects. This will have an aura. This will have an aura. Everything has an aura around it, and they talk to each other like they're men. They move. They're like big globby bits of energy. So if I've got a beautiful, big, healthy aura, and I come across someone that's really sad and withdrawn, and or maybe probably more appropriate, like really negative and really against the world, what happens is their aura sort of sucks. It's like sucks. That's why they're called vampires, because they suck. Their aura is like shriveled down here and it's grey and really close to their body. Yours is like permeating like mine, pink and blues and like woo. And of course, their aura's coming this way and yours is being magnetized out, so it's getting sucked in. So you're the person with the big, nice, beautiful, healthy aura is going to feel somewhat drained, and the person that was feeling negative and against the world is going to suddenly be pepped up. So that's why you always like to be around people that have really strong auras, because they make you feel better. And that's why people with strong auras shouldn't always be around people that are really negative, because they actually can, if you don't protect yourself properly, your energy can be drawn from you. So it's very important to protect yourself. That's a whole nother webinar. What else are we talking about? Oh, layers. So every aura has layers. This is what I learned mostly today. It was an amazing course that we did. Our aura has 7 layers, which I had heard of, but I didn't really understand how it worked. And each time you go out a layer, like obviously physically it comes out and out and out and out and it gets further away from your body, each time you go out, your vibration of that layer becomes higher and higher. So when you get to your 7th layer, which is out like, a couple of meters from your body, that 7th layer is vibrating at a really high level. And I learnt this today too, that the odd layers and the even layers of your auric field have different sort of characteristics. So the odd numbers tend to be more structured and carry that yang or masculine type energy, and then the even layers, they are more feminine, and they're more the yin type energy, the flowy and the softness and the feminine type energy, which I thought was really interesting. Any more questions while I'm here? Yeah, and I wanted to show you a picture of this because this is what I found the most interesting today. This is a picture of those layers. So you can see the person and then the different layers coming out from inside the person out towards space. And the layers of the aura send information to the brain constantly. And it's like a DNA blueprint or picture of our physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual health. So our physicality, our spirituality, our mentality, well, our mental thoughts and processes, and our emotions all together make up who we are. So we can't just work on one thing. And that's what I teach in my soul school. We actually go through the physical, the spiritual, the emotional, and the mental part of yourself. And the energetic, obviously, being the spiritual side. And because it's not just one thing. And not one thing is more important than the other. But as we discussed today, your physicality, if you had to choose, would be the one for me that I would choose. Because if without your physicality, you got nothing. If you can't look after yourself physically, all of the other stuff isn't going to work. And the other thing is they described it as a channel. So if you've got all your auras going out, being the ones furthest away, being the highest vibration, the one closest to you being the lower vibration, what we're trying to do, especially as light workers and energy workers, is to channel information from source consciousness or spirit or whatever you call it. But how can we do that if our auras and chakras are all out of whack? Chakras being energy centers. So if it's all out of whack and there's clogs and there's bits of our auras that are all jammed up, we're not getting that constant flow of energy. And if we're not grounding ourselves, so the layer closest to our body, which is our physical body, if we're not grounding that, then the rest of it's not going to work. It's just going to be flowing. You're going to be stuck. So it's really interesting. Kristen said, I had a random person come up to me at an outdoor concert one day to tell me that she could see my huge rainbow aura from over where she was sitting and felt drawn to come over to tell me how beautiful it was and ask if she could give me a hug. Now, I believe that with Kristen because I haven't even met Kristen. I can tell you she's amazing. Like I can feel her through the computer. I don't even need to be in her physical presence. You can feel it. She looks after herself. She's physical. When she speaks, she's got like a vibration about her. So that makes sense. She said it was the weirdest feeling because I didn't think I was doing anything special. No, you don't. You're just being yourself, Kristen. And you're living in your truth and your alignment. And when you live in truth and alignment, then what happens is your aura displays that. So it does make complete sense. And what else did I have to tell you? Disturbances in the aura may show up as a color. So you can get black spots in your aura. You can get grey smudges in your aura. And also shows up as different shapes and symbols. So everything has an aura, and often we can sense the auric field of a person when we pick up their vibe. So that's what happened to Kristen at the outdoor concert, was somebody physically sensed her aura from a mile away. And that lady can see auras, and most people can see auras. I did a mediumship course, and one of our activities was to sit with someone and have a white background. So have them sit against a plain wall. And what you do is you just let your eyes go a little bit sort of nearly cross-eyed, make it like blurry, like just get your eyes out of focus. And if you really concentrate, well, it's actually doing the opposite. You're not concentrating. If you take your concentration away and allow your brain to just go and your eyesight to just go soft and just relax into it. And if the subject sit there and actually concentrate on increasing their aura, because you can actually physically, like with intention, make your aura bigger. So the lady that was running the course, obviously she's a clairvoyant and a medium, so she was the subject, and we got to check to get tested on her, and she sat there and actively increased her aura. So she channeled in energy and opened it up, and I could see it. It was amazing. So it starts off as a little Emily described it, or someone described it today, as a like haze on the road when you're looking when you've got a really hot road and you get that little shimmer on the road on a really 40-degree day. It's a bit like that. It's like this sort of really hazy look. And usually you can spot it firstly sort of around the shoulder area and then sometimes just around the edge of the head. And it can be different colours. It can be white, it can be yellow, and it can be blue. As you can see from my picture, mine was blue. But you can see it with the naked eye if you are intuitive, if you're aligned with yourself, if you're in a meditative state and you look hard enough, you can actually see people's auras. And the stronger the aura is, obviously it's more easy for us as a human being to physically see it. Hence why we could see my clairvoyant teacher's aura, because she was very well attuned to her body and the way her body was, and her aura was quite strong. So us being new, like the learners on the course, we're able to see her aura easier than we were able to see someone else's. But you should heard everyone was like, oh my God, I can see it, I can see it. And it actually moves. It's like this sort of thing that sort of, it doesn't stay still. It's sort of constantly doing this. It's like this feeling of floatiness. Just imagine gas, I suppose, is how I would describe it, which you can sort of see in that photo of my aura. You can see that it's not solid, clearly, because you can see my head through it. But to me, you can see it moving like, I just picture what I'd imagine gas to move like, which explains why when you're looking at a road and it's a really hot day, that's what you're looking at. You're looking at gaseous stuff coming up off the road. So that feeling of, yeah, that's what it'd be like. So you can sense other people's auras, you can see other people's auras, you can get feelings about other people's auras. So the best thing you can do for yourself is to keep your aura balanced, cleansed, and clear, which will then help keep your physical body healthy and also can help to reduce stress, disease, and pain in the body. So how do you do that? You might ask me. Well, obviously you can go and pay someone to get your aura cleansed or your chakras balanced, which is sort of what I do in my energy work. It's aligning things. Most people, if you concentrate, you can do it yourself. You can do meditation. You can ground. So ground every day, go outside, sit on the ground in the grass, bring yourself back into yourself. There's lots of ways to do clearing and grounding of your auras. Now, we don't have much time. I've only got 10 minutes. I'm going to really run over this, but I wanted to explain these layers to you quickly because it was like I had the biggest aha moments. So I'll show you the layers again here. So the layers around our body, there's 7 of them. The ones closest to our body, I'm going to have to sit back here. The ones closest to our body, we've got 3 planes. We've got the first ones like closest to our body is called the physical plane. The next one up is called the astral plane. And then the one furthest away from our body is called the spiritual plane. So our physical plane has 4, including our actual body. It has 3 layers. It has, and they actually coded, the colors here are actually coded in relation to our chakras. Because our chakras are energy centers or energy wheels in our body that are spinning, and they are all linked in with our aura. So we're all energy. So these are like little energy centers, and our aura is swirling around us. And each layer is actually sort of, I don't want to use the word controlled, but has a link to a certain chakra. And then when you get it explained to you, it makes actual complete sense. Because that first layer, the one closest to our body, is called the etheric layer or the etheric body, and it links in with our root chakra or our base chakra. So our root or base chakra is obviously the one that's closest to our physicality. It grounds us, it stabilizes us, it brings us down to earth. So it makes sense that it's closest to our body. The next one up is, so that's about 2 inches from the surface of the skin. So that's that one closest to your physical body. The next one is the emotional layer or the emotional body. And it goes, and the chakras, if you're very, very new to this, start at the bottom. So your base chakras down the bottom, and then it becomes, I'll just quickly go through these. Sacral, which is obviously where your sacral or your womb space, if you're a woman, area is. And the next one up is solar plexus, which is right near your belly button. Then your heart, which is self-explanatory. Your throat, self-explanatory. Third eye, obviously between your 2 eyes, your third eye, which is your intuition. And your crown chakra, which is up on the crown of your head. And then there's other ones like up higher than that, but they're the ones that we talk about most. So the etheric layer closest to our skin is linked in with our base or our root chakra. The emotional layer or emotional body is linked to our sacral chakra and the colors that relate to those. So emotions and feelings and things like that. The mental layer is the third layer, and it's 4 to 8 inches from the physical body, and it's linked to the solar plexus chakra, so it's yellow, and it's all about our consciousness, ideas, logical processes, belief systems, and intellect. This is where thoughts and ideas are rationalized and validated, and mental health and mental issues present themselves in this auric layer. So this is the third layer, the mental layer or the mental body. Now, this is my favorite one, is the fourth layer. So we've just been through these 3 bottom ones here, closest to our body. The next one up is the fourth layer, which is the astral body. So the astral plane is, the astral body is our heart, and it makes complete sense because our bottom layers of our aura and our bottom chakras are all very physical chakras. They're like the basics of life. So the first thing you need in life, it's similar to that, I should have listened more in uni and school, someone's theory. Oh, it's slipped my brain. Oh, this is annoying me. I want to say Maslow. It's not Maslow. There's a hierarchical theory on needs. Someone help me out here. It's going to come to me any second. I want to say Maslow or someone's hierarchy of needs, but basically, like you've got someone starving in South Africa. Their needs is to survive. So that's your base chakra, survival. Like just need to survive. I need food and I need water. And then as you go up, you get more and more ascended, I suppose. The next one up obviously is, okay, I'm just surviving. Now I just want to get a little bit of creativity in my life. I want to feel things. And then it gets your solar plexus, which is where you want to, you drive and you, okay, I want to get out there and make a change and do stuff. So, you know, you've gone from starving to actually having a purpose in life. So that's your solar plexus. Then it comes to your heart, which is like Maslow, that's it, Maslow. I was close. Maslow's hierarchical needs. Your heart is where it's that bridge. It's the bridge between your physicality, like your base needs, and your higher needs. So someone that's starving in Africa is not going to be wanting to talk to spirit and communicate and channel messages from source. They just need food and water and need to survive. So the heart is the link or the bridge between those bottom chakras and the top chakras. So as you ascend more in life and you're getting more and more spiritually evolved, you're getting more and more up, you're starting to live more and more up here. So then you can start to express yourself through your throat chakra. And then the next minute you are, okay, I've got all that sorted now. Oh my God, I'm actually able to see things. I'm maybe not clairvoyant, but I'm open. I can get messages. I can see. I get stuff. And then the crown, oh my God, I'm connecting to consciousness. I'm actually connecting to source. So you can see how it's going up, and that's why they call it Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Don't quote me on this. I can't remember the exact term, but these levels or layers of your aura, they line with that. So that the astral body or the astral plane is also known as the bridge. It's your heart. And this makes complete sense to me because your heart is, if you live in your heart space, in your gratitude, in your compassion, in your love, in your just, you know, every day you wake up in gratitude, that's when your spirituality increases. That's why I teach every day to journal and to give back and to live with compassion and help humanity. Like that's why that pink streak was right down the middle of my aura, because I live from my heart space. And when you live from your heart space, your ability to connect with the higher realms is increased like heaps because it's bridging. So cool. I love this stuff. So that's the heart chakra. It's the connection between the physical and the spiritual. Now the next plane up is the last plane over here. Sorry, I'm back to front. Is your spiritual plane. So we've been through the physical plane, the next, and then astral. So number 4 is your heart, which is your bridge. Now we're up here in the spiritual plane. And in the spiritual plane, you've got the higher etheric body, which is your throat chakra. I'm going to read that one because I forgot what that one's about. That's right, it's your blueprint. So it is got to do with karma and genetics and generations. So those thought patterns that your parents passed on to you that maybe not your thoughts, or those genetic diseases that have been passed down and down through all the generations that actually aren't yours, they're generational. So that can be cleared through that layer, through the etheric layer or the 5th layer of your aura. So it's called like a blueprint, and it's blue as well. So it's your throat chakra, sound, vibration, communication, creativity. Next one up, number 6 out of 7, is the celestial layer or celestial body, and this is where your Akashic records are stored, dream state, your subconscious mind. I've done lots of webinars on that sort of stuff. That's the big woo-woo going off into, oh wow, other big stuff out there. So what have we got here? Connection with the spiritual mind through meditation, devotional practices, memories, dreams, spiritual awareness, intuitive knowledge, trust, honesty, and unconditional love. The celestial layer holds our experiences of having a connection to something greater than ourselves. So knowing that there's more to life than your physicality. That's what I live in. That's what I like to live up here. I'm actually really terrible at grounding. I'll give you a little hint. Every time I get my Healy out and do my chakra, the Healy actually reads your chakras and tells you, you know, what is your highest activated chakra. Every single time I do it, mine always tells me that up here, my heart is like 99%. My crown and intuition is usually quite high. Always the bottom, always is my base chakra. Because I live up here. I'm constantly like, oh, look at this stuff up here. Oh, this intuition. I can talk to spirit. Holy, I can work with energy. But I forget that I've actually got to ground myself. I've got to go out and pull myself back from up there in the ether and bring myself down to earth, sit on the ground. And I like to do it in the sun. I find the sun really grounds me. And I'm terrible at it. I preach it all the time, but do I do it myself? No, not always. But I am very much aware of it, and how about I commit to you guys that I'll actually start grounding myself more regularly, because you can't actually do good work up here if you're not grounded. It's like electricity. It's like a circuit. So you've got a circuit of layer through your layers, and if you've got all these messages up here, but your circuit's broken at the base, where's the messages going to go? They're not going to continue through. So if you've got any blockages in any of your chakras or any of your auric fields, then not that you're screwed, but you can't do the type of work you do. So that's why you'll find that a lot of spiritual teachers, light workers, those people that are out there doing this type of work, you'll find they'll often stop drinking alcohol. They look after their physical body, so lots of yoga, physicality. They'll do yoga, meditation. They'll eat often vegan because of the vibration. They'll ground themselves regularly, because if they don't do all that at the physical base, the rest of the stuff isn't going to work. So they can't help people at a spiritual nature without sorting out their physical body. And obviously working on positive affirmations. And this is all the stuff I teach in Soul School. This is what we go through over the 4 weeks. We teach all this stuff, the physical, the emotional, the spiritual, the energetic, or, you know, all that stuff. It's amazing. Anyway, so much to talk about. Okay, the last layer is the 7th aura layer, and it's known as the Kytheric or causal layer. Show you a picture again. So now we're up, oh my God, so back to front. So we started at the bottom here, where we talked about the physical layers. Then we went up to the middle one, which is the bridging one, which is our heart. And now we're up the top here. These are our spiritual plane of our layers. And these are the ones that are right at either the external, so they're the one furthest from our body. And if you're talking about chakras, they're the ones up here, like up above your head. So when you're talking auras or when you talk about auras or levels or planes from your aura, it's coming out from your body, so it's pulsating out. And if you're talking about chakras, it's coming up. So the base chakras at your bottom and your crown chakras at the top, and your auras are coming out. So it's just like this swirling massive energy. So the Kythera Template layer or causal layer is the 7th aura, the last one. and it is connected to the crown chakra, so all knowledge and possibilities. And this layer protects and holds all the other auric layers together and contains the blueprint of our spiritual path, reflecting all of the soul's experience and events through time. How cool is that? So much in there to learn about. I've just got heaps more to learn. I could talk on and on about this, but I won't because I've limited myself to half an hour. But there's so much more to dig into. If you're interested in this type of stuff that I'm talking about and you find yourself like, oh my God, that's so cool, I want to know more, we have so many things to offer, my sister and I, to allow you to dig deeper into this and more into yourself and your soul. So we've got our half-day workshop coming up for 6 steps to soul success. Amazing. My sister and I run that on the 18th of July. If you're watching this in real time, if you want a free ticket, let me know and I can get you a free ticket to our half-day workshop. It's a 4-hour online course. This one's a bit crooked. I have my soul school coming up on the 27th of July. It's a 4-week online program learning all about this stuff, how to heal yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So after 4 weeks, you come out like another person. And then the big kahuna, we've got an amazing retreat coming up on the 11th, 12th, and 13th of September. And that's when we really just delve deep into all of this stuff. And it's amazing. It's called a soul hour. We've named it the Soul Mastery Retreat. My sister and I run it together. So it's a little bit of my soul work, a little bit of Diane's mastery work, bringing them together for 3 days of massive, massive changes for people. So, Kristen, I love that you're so real about it, not all hippie woo-woo. Yeah, I am. I'm very much. And I think that's why people are drawn to me, because I'm not too much in my hippiness. I'm still completely, like, not all up. There's some people that are completely up here and you can't even understand what they're saying because they're so up there. They're talking about stuff that you're like, what the heck are they talking about? Yeah, you need to be in the middle. I just had a big aha moment. I get it. Okay, so I am in the middle. I sit, I talked about the base ones and the top ones, and your heart being the bridge or the middle between the two. That is why I'm doing so well, and that explains my aura having the big pink stripe, because I sit in my heart space more often than not. So when I'm in my heart space, I'm connecting the physical, so the people that maybe haven't delved, and also connecting the spiritual together. So I'm able to bring the two together and meet. Wow, that's pretty cool. Makes complete sense. Hence why I love cacao, and that's why I'm always going on about cacao, because cacao is a heart opener. So it's working on this bit here, which to me is for me, I know grounding is important, but for me, being in your heart space is what makes a happy person. You can't be not happy if you're living in complete gratitude, hope, love, empathy, and just, if you're in that space, you can't go wrong. So you're always about giving and not, you got to look after yourself, but it's about knowing and trusting with your whole body and intuition that everything is karmic and comes back. Everything comes around. And if you live from heart space and you stay in heart space, then you can't go wrong. You're going to get looked after. That's my feeling. That's how I live my life. And that's why I feel I'm so happy and successful pretty much, because I'm in that middle. And that's why people relate to me a lot, because I'm getting a lot of people that are very spiritual that relate to me. And I'm getting people that aren't so spiritual that relate to me, and I'm bringing them together. Well, there you go. Aha moment in the middle of my webinar. Who likes that? Very good. Okay, that is it for me for today. I told you about all of our upcoming events. Please, if you missed or you want to know what we're doing, make sure you follow us on Facebook. Michelle Ann Soul Healer is my business page. Add me as a friend on Facebook if you haven't already, just Michelle Saunderson. And Soul Junkies Connect, JUNKIES, is my beautiful Facebook group. Okay, that's it. Thank you for listening. I'm going to go, heading down the coast this weekend to house sit. So I'm going to do some grounding at the beach. You'll be very happy to know. All right, guys. Thanks very much. I'll see you later.